And we're live. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Darren Wyke. Welcome to the Wikipedia program. Sounds delayed. Just something I've been wanting to do. Get my thoughts out there and just talk to the people on the internet. See if they have anything to say back. Go from there. So, I'm going to talk about two things today. I really want to do like historical stuff and some personal stuff. Why not? The first thing I want to talk about today is Cinco de Mayo. Yay, Cinco de Mayo. Let's go out and have margs and queso. It's actually a really cool holiday. It's not Mexican Independence Day. Actually commemorates the Battle of Puebla. Which is funny. So this was during the second French intervention of Mexico. And if you go back and look at the history of this, it really stems from a civil war started between the liberals and conservatives in Mexico. And then after that reform war, the then president, Benito Juarez, decided to place a 2-year moratorium on loan interest payments to the UK, Britain, France, and Spain. So they weren't happy about this. They come back to intervene in Mexico's affairs and get some of their money back. After a time, Britain and Spain end up sort of settling out and cashing out and going home. Well, the French decide to stick around and help the conservatives start a second empire. And this results in the second French intervention. So it was during this time that the Battle of Puebla takes place. So what's really interesting about this is just that the whole thing stems from a civil war started between liberals and conservatives, liberals wanting to strip power from the elites and the church, and the conservatives not wanting to do that. And then starting this whole civil war and then getting other countries involved. And then now we have this holiday that really was only celebrated in California, in some parts of Mexico, but from what I've read, a lot of places in Mexico, the holidays ignored, except in Puebla and Veracruz and those sorts of areas where the actual battle and those events took place. As you can see here, commemoration of the battle continues to be mostly ceremonial, such as through military parades or battle reenactments. City of Puebla marks the event with an arts festival. But really, the holiday is celebrated in California. But this is my favorite part. I'm just going to read this passage here. In the United States, Cinco de Mayo has taken on a significance beyond that in Mexico. More popularly celebrated in the United States than in Mexico, the date has been associated with the celebration of Mexican-American culture, which is the great part of this holiday, really. These celebrations began in California, where they have been observed annually since 1863. The day gained nationwide popularity in the 1980s, thanks especially to advertising campaigns by beer and wine companies. Yay! Cinco de Mayo! Let's drink! Woo! So, as you can see, today Cinco de Mayo generates beer sales on par with the Super Bowl. So drink up, everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo. So that's pretty much that. The Mexican-American heritage and culture side, I'm very for that, and I want to see more of that versus the drinking holidays. Um, I'm more of a fan of Dia de los Muertos myself, just because that holiday and the sort of feelings and sort of heritage and tradition fit more in line with my life. That's a whole other story. Um, but what I'd like to see on Cinco de Mayo is more of a sort of mainstream marketing push of more culturally significant things or art or food, but not so much centered on woo shots, all that sort of stuff. So, but enjoy your queso and marks today, everyone. All right. So we're going to get rid of the cultural and historical stuff, and we're going to talk about something personal. I had a vasectomy on Thursday. It's something that I've been thinking about considering for a long time. My wife and I were lucky to have one beautiful, amazing, from all I can tell so far, intelligent daughter. And I'm 40, I'll be 43 in July. And I don't know that I could handle another another child, let alone afford a second child. But it was a decision that was come about mutually. And from my standpoint, I'm good with it. If God forbid something ever happened to my daughter, I don't think I'd have it in me to try to start over again. This one is pretty special to me, and I'm not going to try to repeat that sort of success or luck or miracle or whatever you want to call it. She's awesome, so I'm going to do my damnness to do everything I can to give her everything I've had and more, and hope she has a good life. But anyway, let's talk about this vasectomy procedure, because there are some of us out there, some men out there, who really could just use one. Yeah. And it's really not that painful. Very quickly, I'm going to go through this because I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is an operation, gentlemen, that will make you sterile. Okay, this is permanent birth control for men. So if you don't ever want to get anybody pregnant again, I highly suggest this. Surgical procedure for male sterilization or permanent contraception. The vas deferens are cut and tied or sealed so as to prevent sperm from entering into the urethra and thereby prevent fertilization of a female through sexual intercourse. Yep. Simple as that, gentlemen. They make two little slits in your sack. Tug and pull, get the vas just up to there where they can make two little snips take a little piece out, curl one end up, clip it, clamp it, sew the other end up. One side, other side, sew it up, and you're done. Takes about 20 minutes, and you get some mild pain medication afterwards. The pain isn't really that bad, guys. It's like getting kicked in the, that sort of stomachy feeling after you get when you get kicked or even flicked in the balls. It's like that for 3 to 5 days. Not terrible. Feels weird when you're trying to push, to take a dump. It's you don't want to push the stitches, but it's really not that bad. Something they don't tell you, it's kind of funny. So to check that you have in fact that the procedure has worked, you have to go back and you give a couple samples. But there has to be 20, that's 20 ejaculations, 20, before you can start to measure. Now, you got to wait, I'd say 5 days post-surgery for any sort of activity, as you don't want the stitches to, you want the stitches to dissolve. They're dissolving stitches. But you want those kind of pretty much gone before you really get after it. But 20, so that's good. Gonna have a lot of fun over the next couple of weeks, and knock those 20 out, so we can really check if the procedure is taken, and hopefully it has, because I really don't want to go back again. Because if there's a recanalization, which is a thing, want to conceiving after vasectomy, that's not going to work. Well, if you get the recanalization, then you just have to go in and get another vasectomy, which is no fun. So we get the procedure done. You wait a few days. You knock 20 out. You see if the sperm are still there. If they're not, you're good to go. So after that, then if you have another baby, well, it's either a miracle or you need to get a DNA test. But this is an interesting sort of statistic about where the percentage of men who get vasectomies North America, it's about 10 up to 20%. A lot of the tubal ligation in the United States. My wife and I talked about that. That is personally, it's more dangerous for the female, and I think there's more chance for complications or hormonal or endocrine issues later in life. But I might be talking out of my backside on that one. So that's pretty much it. Boy, I could think of a handful of males out in the world who could use one of these instead of spreading what they spread. But that's a different talk. That's a different talk. This is like the first of hopefully many times where I get up on this platform and talk about whatever. I'd like to talk more about history and maybe current events and just my opinion. Maybe try to be funnier next time. But really just touch on some stuff that affects me personally and affects the world. And hopefully affects you, makes you want to listen or comment or just spread the word. I don't know. But if you are watching this, if you're seeing this, please send me a comment. Yeah, make comments, subscribe, like, and I'll put more stuff up soon. And hopefully I'll have some other cool like features and whatnot. So I'll talk to you later. And yeah, see you next week, guys. Bye.